Hello, my name is Dr. Apollo. So let's continue our discussion and communication. So we will discuss some of the angles in communication. So share my screen now. Let's talk about the detailed overview of communication covering listed topics. No? So we have number one, pitch and tone and voice. No? So by definition, pitch refers to the highness or lowness of the speaker voice. So that is pitch, no? Highness and lowness of techno. While tone conveys emotion or attitude through vocal expression. So it's more on emotions, no? Or attitude. It can be sarcastic, it can be happy, like this one. No? Pitch you can easily find it. No, for example, lion roar very high. No, rat very sharp but high frequency. So that's the pitch. So customer service call representative. Representative uses calm and empathic tone when addressing frustrated customer, de-escalating the situation effectively. So that to dissuade the complaint, and then to pacify the angry or the madness of the client. They feel for example, buying a shoes that are not okay or have an issue, then explaining, detailing that what happens to them because of that shoes. Okay, the humiliating circumstances. Application leadership. Uh, we're talking about pitch now. Example is customer application of the leadership. Leaders who modulate their tone appropriately during presentation or meetings inspire trust and clarity. So yelling or whispering. So these are the different level of conversation. We have the normal, elongated. It's like when you hear people singing, right? So they put elongated sounds to be for emphasis. So body language, so non-verbal communications through gestures, postures, facial expression, eye contact. Usually the eye communicates. For example, the man winks an eye, so it means something else. Facial expression, look at their look at their lips. So when they're angry or when they're sad, so it shows their posture. So their hand put on the chest, that means defensive. Open palm, that means receptive. So that's gestures. Different gesture in the meeting. So if people is interested, they lean on the table. When they slouch, that means not interested. So those are the communicating non-verbal. In the interview, maintaining good posture, steady eye contact, and nodding affirmatively can indicate confidence and attentiveness. So when they ask a question, and then they will see if the employee is applying is expert or not. You will see their body language. Communication skills and negotiation, mirroring the body language of a client can build rapport and trust. So yeah, when you mirror, when he takes holding his cell phone, you hold also that cell phone. When they look at the window, they also look at the window. So these are, we call it mirroring. So that will create a rapport is friendly uh, friendly approach to one another. That's build rapport. And then the good rapport will signals continuing discussion. Bad rapport, that will end the discussion. Listening is another thing. So the ability to actively understand information provided by a speaker, display interest and comprehension. So there are many ways of listening: asking question, repeating, paraphrasing. So that means you are listening. When you state what the manager says in your own words, did you mean it's like this? When the manager, yes, yes, that means you get the point. You're listening. So that's displaying interest and comprehension. So in the team building, example, no, a manager paraphrase what an employee says to confirm understanding and validate the speaker's perspective. So paraphrase means repeat in his own word, no, what the employee says to confirm understanding. Do you mean like this one? So paraphrasing, state in another word, no? Using their own words. No? Application to in conflict resolution. For example, there is a issue. No? Active listening helps resolving disputes by making all parties feel heard and respected. Okay, so active listening when one speak should listen. So it's a one way, no? Not it's a two way, not a one way traffic. Take give and take, no? So that's the form of active listening. Okay, emotional intelligence, this is a big topic, but we can reduce them into the capacity to be aware of, control, and express emotion to handle interpersonal relationship judiciously, judging. No? So emotional intelligence is another form of intelligence. No? This is understanding and being more than like that. No? So the emotion, because people are attitude is affected by the emotion. If they don't feel right, so it will show in their attitude and then behavior. Then they will not go to the office because they don't like what has been said to them, no, labeled to them by the manager, and manager is not doing anything. So again, that will leads to a problem. So emotional intelligence can handle those kind of small thing, but it's a big thing when it comes. For example, when it talks about their salary, no? When it talks about the performance, so we see the attitude there. Example, workplace conflict. Emotional intelligence leader manage, yes, their own emotions and respond empathically to upset employee. For example, if during disciplinary, how do they communicate with the erring employee? Okay? Otherwise, it will leads into a brawl. So, have you seen that one? Peace fight within the workplace. No? So, we don't want that to happen. So, communication is emotional intelligence can for example, there are two competing party, no? They fight, no? And then the manager should talk one of them separately, and then learn what's the issue, what happens, things like that, rather than blaming. Okay, the application of the emotional intelligence work in the work conflict, the leadership, team dynamics. So the manager should influence the group so that they will work. Dynamics means interacting one another positively, responding one another. When one part of the team is not responding positively, it will affect the other. So it should be they are not dynamic. So any grouping should have high performance cooperation. So high emotional intelligence leads to better team collaboration. Collaboration means having advantage from one another. No? Higher morale, that means uh, they've been respected, no? And then they will in return respecting as well, no? And reduce turnover, no? So because of the high morale, so they think twice and then they stick to the company, and then the company thrive, no? Because they retain their uh, key employee. So let's talk about digital communication. So when I say digital, it's more on computers, no? More on yeah, with the use of telecommunications like computers, mobile, PC. So communication is carried out through digital channel, no? There's such thing as digital marketing, no? Like email, social media, video, conferencing, and messaging platform. These are now uh, the the mode of communication nowadays, no? So with the gadgets because it's fast and then available all throughout, no? Worldwide. So they've been using it in the workplace to sell the product, to communicate, no? freely, and then making the organization fast, dynamic, and cohesive. So we have the remote work. So nowadays, most of the job is done remotely. They use the Microsoft Team or Slack. These are software na, to collaborate in real-time, share documents, and manage tasks efficiently. Accounting nowadays is not coming to the office now. It's done through their office at home, no, since 1985 because of the uh, digital communication. Okay, and then application of that one is in crisis management, social media platforms used by companies to issue timed updates or apologies during public condition. In communication, social media can help, no, to clarify because some people cannot speak in front of the manager. So they're going to text. So what really happened, and then they're going to discuss now. Because they fear that they'll be affected if they discuss during the meeting. So they're going to explain it in the maybe in Facebook, no, or WhatsApp, things like that. So that's now the trend, and that's a part of digital communication or yeah, other software. No? We have a written communication process conveying messages through written symbols like letters, email reports, no? Or memos. No? So manager use them to make a memos and deliver to the email or WhatsApp. So another thing is, for example, business proposal. So these are structured, error-free, personal, can you secure partnership or funding. So written communication, that's written communication. Why written? Because it should be binding in part of the contract. Application, documentation, clear written communication ensures accurate documentation and compliance in a regulated industry like healthcare. So we need documentation. Policies should be documented and signed. Agreement, your salary should be in writing. And then what's your protection? All the uh, benefits should be in writing. There's such thing as a company policy so that people will follow. So that is in writing. Face-to-face communication. When you're talking with your boss in person, no? So interaction that allows real-time feedback. Face-to-face is the fastest form of understanding and clear communication because it's short, no? And then you can get the answer immediately if you have some questions, no? So feedback and interpretation of verbal and non-verbal. You will see if he's is telling the truth. Look at his verbal cue. No? He said he understand it, but scratching the head. So that means uh, not understanding. Or saying something and then rousing the nose. So that means doubt. No? Things like that. No? So non-verbal uh, is a validation of if the person is honest, no? Talking, uh, uh, discussing the right thing, no? Or responding correctly. So both verbal and non-verbal is working together, no? Okay, in the communication. Example, performance review in managers deliver feedback. So for example, during the what we call uh, giving raise, no? Part of them is performance review. Okay, more effective be in person because these are emotional topics. How do you tell with your employee that he has the lowest performance? Of course, he or she will get mad. So that's part. So that's why it should be done face to face, not in writing. Because of the tone and body language can reinforce positive. In the team building, in-person communication strengthens team cohesion and trust. So team building creates what we call togetherness, no? And experiencing one another. No? So and then actually part of the team building motivation is to for them to being friendly, no? Not being hostile because the relationship can affect the job. Okay, that's all for today, our discussion. So if you have some question, you can throw in our WhatsApp na. I'll see you soon.